In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a spiral tie-dye. We're going to do rainbow color pattern, and I am going to ice dye it. So I have a t-shirt here. It's been soaked in soda ash solution for about 20 minutes, and I spun it out in my washing machine, so it's just barely damp. So the first thing we're going to do, real simple spiral, kind of pick like the armpit level for the center of the spiral, and pinch and twist. You can make this really detailed. Some people will use a hemostat. I've done that before. I like it, but this is really just a kind of a tutorial on a super simple version of the spiral. So I'm just going to twist, try and keep the pleats, prevent them from folding on top of each other. Keep on twisting. And kind of make adjustments as you go. I'm not concerned about it being perfect, but you can sort of see what I'm going for. Once you get to the point where it's pretty tight, bring the sleeves around, and it's going to look good either way. It's super duper detailed or not, I still think they look cool. Alright, so just for simplicity's sake, I think I'm going to call that good. I might sort of work around just a little bit, try and prevent like this big lump here. Be good if that could get tucked in. This one here too. But I think that's where we're going to call it good for the fold. Okay, next we're going to rubber band it up. And what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a 6-color spiral: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and I'm not sure where it'll all land. But first thing, we're going to wrap this all up. Alright, that actually feels pretty tight. So next step is I'm going to pull out the colors, and I'll show you which ones we're using. All the colors that I'm using are from Dharma Trading. So these are the 6 colors that I'm going to use. This is what all the packages look like from Dharma. These are the 8-ounce size. So we got Chinese red, deep orange, lemon yellow, forest green, sapphire blue, and gray. Okay, so now we're going to add our colors to each of our slices of pizza here. I'm going to fast forward this part of the video because it's going to take a little bit of time, but you'll see I'm just going to use a plastic spoon and pour some powdered dye into this area. Okay, so I've transferred the shirt into a plastic tote. It's on a baking rack that's elevated, and I have a sort of a barrier to contain the ice. It's made out of aluminum foil. I've seen this used with a bunch of people on YouTube, and I think this is, of the ways that we've tried to contain the ice, this seems to be the easiest, the best. So now I'm going to add ice on top. Okay, now that we've got the ice in place, I actually just like to stick this tub into my bathtub. That's where we do our rinse outs. So I'm going to put it in the bathtub and sort of keep an eye on the ice. If I feel like it needs more because there's not a lot of saturation, I'll add some more ice on top of it. But this is going to take, many hours to melt, and then we'll see what it looks like once the ice has melted, but before the rinse out. It's been 24 hours since we put the ice on this ice dye here. And as you can kind of see, there's still a significant amount of the dye powder left. This is pretty normal for ice dyes. I decided not to add any more ice after the original batch had frozen or had melted through, because there's good saturation. If you flip it over, you can see on the backside that the color did make it all the way through. So now is the fun part. I am going to wash this all out, and I'm going to leave it in its rubber banded form so that I can come back and we can open it up and do the reveal on video. Just finished the washout, and this is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and open it up. I think that turned out great. See some cool color splitting around. This is less defined than a liquid dye. Yeah, I think it turned out great. Well, thank you for watching. Like it if you liked it.